Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Today, we will be reading Murli of Speciality of the Residents of Madhuban. In today's Murli, Babdada is meeting with the residents of Madhuban, and Baba is reminding all of us the praise of Madhuban and Madhuban Nivasis. Baba is also talking about the special lift that Madhuban Nivasis have received. Then in today's Murli, Baba is also telling us what special effort we need to do for our upliftment. Also, Baba is explaining some deep secrets of karmic philosophy in today's Murli. Also, Baba is telling some techniques for expansion of service with less expense and more success. Also, Baba is telling in today's Murli that why saligrams are worshipped when the sacrificial fire is created. So let's start with today's Murli. Date of the Murli is 9 February 1980. Title of the Murli is Speciality of the Residents of Madhuban. Today, there is a special meeting, in particular with the fortunate souls who are the residents of Madhuban. Even today, devotees are still singing the praises of Madhuban Nivasis. Brahmins also sing the praise of the Madhuban Nivasis. As there is praise for the land of Madhuban, so the praise for those who live on that land is automatically very great. As there is praise for the land of Madhuban, so the praise for those who live on that land is automatically very great. Madhuban residents, according to drama, have received a special chance in all aspects because this is the land of Babdada's divine activity, the land of action. This place exerts an influence on the consciousness, and so Madhuban residents have a special chance to achieve great elevation in their stage of self-consciousness and to make intense efforts as a result of being in this place. Because this land is of Babdada's divine activity, this land exerts an influence on our consciousness. And because of that, it is very easy for doing effort over there, making intense effort over there. Madhuban is the main center to make the mind powerful so that there can be service for world benefit through the state of mind. Together with service through thoughts, words, and actions. Because Madhuban is the main center, we can do service through powerful mind together with the service through thoughts, words, and actions over there. For those who are guests in Madhuban, there is also a special chance to carry out the service of creating a subtle spiritual atmosphere. By seeing the souls of Madhuban, other souls very easily learn to follow. Just as Madhuban is unlimited, so too the residents of Madhuban have the chance of doing unlimited service. Each soul receives its own fruit accurately. Each soul receives its own fruit accurately, according to the account created by every single action performed. But in addition, Madhuban Nivasis who are doing the service of offering such hospitality to visiting souls receive a share of the contentment that is experienced by all of those souls as a result. Because of the hospitality they are offering to the visiting souls, they receive a share of the contentment that is experienced by all of those souls. The speciality is that even as you sit at home, you accumulate a share of the service that is going on. And so the residents of Madhuban receive immediate fruit. This is their speciality. What is their speciality? They accumulate a share of service even by sitting at their home. This is their speciality. While, of course, future reward is also being created. The residents of Madhuban also receive another special lift. They receive sustenance from Babdada, but they also receive sustenance from the elevated souls who are the present instruments in the corporeal form. They receive sustenance from Babdada, but also they receive sustenance from the elevated souls who are the present instruments in the corporeal form. So, there is the lift of double sustenance. In addition, material aids arrive here already prepared outside. Do you recognize your own elevated fortune in being such elevated fortunate souls who become instruments for service with this consciousness? In the field of physical service through actions, a certificate has been given for being tireless servers. Madhuban Nivasis have been given a certificate of being tireless servers, Athak Sevadhari. But can a certificate for being intense effort makers and constant natural yogis also be given? Baba is asking that can a certificate for being intense effort makers and constant natural yogis also be given? When both certificates are received, then it can be said that the end of the sacrificial fire is very near. When we can say that the end of the sacrificial fire is very near, when the certificate of being intense effort maker and of constant natural yogis are received. Everyone has made very good effort. Bab Dada congratulates the children who have served day and night in this task, using their mind, body, and the treasure of all the powers. Those who have renunciation automatically receive the fortune of natural happiness, and also there is an experience of the form of lightness. Those who have renunciation automatically receive the fortune of natural happiness, and also there is an experience of the form of lightness. This attainment is immediate. From these signs, each one can check their own result. To what extent and for how long was there the consciousness of renunciation and selfless service, and the consciousness of being an instrument? We need to ask this to ourselves. To what extent and for how long was there the consciousness of renunciation and selfless service, and the consciousness of being an instrument? Were there any other feelings mixed into this at any time? Having checked this, bring about change in future. This will be the special effort for upliftment. What is the special effort for upliftment? By checking these questions, that the questions which Baba is asking us. By checking, we can bring about change for the future. Secondly, let each one constantly and naturally imbibe one's special virtue as an intrinsic quality of the self. Let each one constantly and naturally imbibe one's special virtue as an intrinsic quality of the self. When it becomes intrinsic, then there is no need for effort, but rather it becomes a natural part of life. We all have experienced this, that when something, some habit becomes an intrinsic, then we don't need to do any effort for that. It becomes a natural part of our life. Let the special quality be that of neither absorbing each other's weaknesses nor mentioning them. This quality we have to imbibe in ourselves, that neither we should not neither absorb each other's weakness nor mention them. When these are spoken of, then that atmosphere spreads. When these are spoken of, then that atmosphere spreads. Even if someone does speak of them, let the other step away with feelings of goodwill. Even if someone is speaking of other people's weakness or mentioning them, then let the other person should step away with feelings of goodwill. It is not enough that another has said something and not me. Still, it was I who listened. An account is created for both the one who has spoken and the one who listened. There is a difference in degree, but still an account has been created. So we need to be careful while listening to such things also, that an account is created. Even though we are just listening, the degree is different. There is a difference in degree, but still an account is created. There should be no wasteful thinking, nor any matter of weakness continuing. Become merciful and merge things that have passed. By merging and having good wishes and goodwill, you can carry out service through the mind for another. By merging and having good wishes and goodwill, you can carry out service through the mind for another. When you have good wishes and goodwill, even for the 5 elements, remember that these at least are the cooperative Brahmin souls. Who are these souls? Cooperative Brahmin souls. Even if something wrong has been said or done by another under the influence of some sanskar, nevertheless, Let yourself be the one who transforms. Don't allow a rosary of light to spread from one to another of such wasteful things. Just imbibe one quality. I must not speak, I must not listen, but rather must merge. I must not speak, I must not listen, but rather must merge. Be cooperative and, through mind and speech, enable others to move forward. What happens is that each has one particular friend to whom wasteful matters are disclosed. But then these are spread from that one to a second friend, and then to a third, so that the rosary of wasteful things takes on very large form and spreads all around. So pay attention to such things. Acha. The unity of the Pandavas of Madhuban is also a speciality. The whole season has passed free from obstacles, and so you have now become bestowers of blessings of the stage of being free from all obstacles. All have passed in the subject of success in service. In fact, it has not been service that has been done, but rather there has been the experience of eating nourishing food. To have earned the right to blessings from the entire Brahmin family means to have eaten nourishing food. Or has this been doing service? What is the special service that must be done this year? Definitely have the aim that wherever the message is given or a place created, first there should be souls from that place who can become responsible instruments so that they can carry on the task to some extent at least. Now, Baba is telling us that how we can expand the service, how we can do service at different places, and how we can expand it. So, Baba said, first there should be souls from that place who can become responsible instruments so that they can carry on the task to some extent at least. Whether you arrange yoga camps or hold exhibitions, stay behind for a short while afterwards with the aim of creating individuals locally who can become instruments. Whenever we arrange in yoga camps or hold exhibition, stay behind for a short while afterwards with the aim of creating individuals locally who can become instruments. Continue to open sub-centers in this way, and there will be fewer hands needed, yet service will still spread. If even two or three were if even two or three were then to continue touring sub-center in this way, then the task would progress well. Even if there will be less hands, by just touring in the sub-centers in this way, the task would progress well. Until each principal instrument is looking after 10 or 12 sub-centers together with their service companions, in this way, service cannot expand greatly. So become the all-round servers and prepare hands that can look after things. Service cannot expand because there is a shortage of hands. So let householders become instruments there. And then at a particular time, let the teacher go on tour. There are some very good elderly householders who cannot serve in a fully surrendered way, but whom can cooperate from time to time in this form of service. Let the responsibility be on the householders. And then even very good Kumars can also go to conduct classes there. They can also be given such a chance. Prepare such a map and show it to Baba. At the moment, this is only happening in Gujarat. But let the Madhuban residents do this in Rajasthan. By seeing your example, those from other zones will also do the same. Initially, it was just happening in Gujarat, but now it is happening at other places also. Local hands and local people should become the instruments responsible for service. Expansion is taking place abroad in this way. And so this year open many sub-centers. Let there be a group who can go and give the message in nearby places. Go for a trial and increase service. If at a particular place no one emerges, then move on. There are many places that still remain to be served. When you go, don't first consider that there should be a good center, it should have many rooms. First, just simply begin in someone's home. And then, when 10 or 12 are ready, they will increase service themselves. In this way, give the message everywhere and discern whether something will emerge from a particular ground or not, and then move on. From one place, you will automatically receive invitations for many other places around. In this way, create plans for service in which there is less expense and more success. Have the aim of giving the message all around. And then finally, let there be a major program. After giving message all around, let there be a major program. Throughout the year, let there be smaller programs. Let every center cover the area all around it so that there is expansion in service and everyone remains busy. The result of small programs will bring greater fruit at the major program. In Delhi, let there be a program with a gathering of the entire Brahmin family. A program by which the flag of glory can be raised for the name of this elevated institute and its elevated task. Something by which everyone's intellect is touched. The praise of the Shakti army is the highest. These are the mothers for whom it is said, salutations to the mothers. Vande Mataram. With the passing of the founder of all other institutes, there is confusion and quarrels. And so now seeing that this is an institute run by mothers in particular, everyone's vision has already been drawn. This is the uniqueness of our institute, that this institute is run by mothers. And because of this, everyone's vision has already been drawn. Then, seeing such a huge gathering and the vibration of spirituality, within that, their eyes will open. Even after the corporeal instrument has gone, yet the kanyas and mothers have become the instruments and are carrying out such an elevated task. The name of Shakti Avatar, the incarnation of Shakti, will be glorified. For this, you will have to arrange huge programs. To arrange a huge program means to enter the sphere of the government. For this purpose, set aside time and money from the activity of your household and accumulate it in particular for this special service. From the very beginning, Babdada used to say that for the sake of special service or a special task for which a sacrificial fire has been created, if even out of the 4 chapatis that your stomach needs, one is set aside and used for service, then in return for that one, multi-millions are accumulated. If even out of the 4 chapatis that your stomach needs, one is set aside and used for service, then in return for that, one multi-millions are accumulated. In order to spread the name, there will have to be expense for publicity. All Brahmin souls, the most elevated ones, are saligrams. How many saligrams are there? More than 60,000. When they create the huge sacrificial fire of Rudra, then they create hundreds of thousands of saligrams. Why do they worship so many hundreds of thousands? Now Baba is explaining that why saligrams are worshipped along with the Rudra. Because all the saligrams have been the instruments in the service of the yajna as a total gathering. Because they are being an instrument in the service of yajna, therefore they are also worshipped. This is why the total gathering is worshipped. And so, from time to time, it is necessary to create this special sacrificial fire also, that by which the word can spread easily. One thing is to increase the curiosity of others, and the other is to use a method by which the word can spread. One thing is to increase the curiosity of others, and other is to use a method by which the word can spread. Both methods are essential, and in this way, the complaints of everyone will finish. In the beginning, people used to say to you, "Why are you not ready to step onto the open field?" But now you are on the field, and there have been huge programs all around. And so the sound of complaints has stopped. But continue to have special programs from time to time. In particular, bring special souls from the different professions into contact. In order to give them the message, arrange special programs as far as possible, so that the people of that profession can be given the message. No profession should remain who can complain that you people never called us. Before your major program, serve professional groups all around. This should happen particularly in Delhi. Before the event, increase connection so that there is a relationship of friendship. They will not come as regular students, but they can come close and become extremely cooperative in the relationship of friends. Those souls will not become a regular student, but they can come close and become extremely cooperative in the relationship of friends. So, do you understand what must be done this year? In particular, serve the different professions, and secondly, continue to open as many sub-centers as possible. Then, at the end, to glorify the name, let there be a gathering of all the saligrams for the special sacrificial fire of service. When there is the sacrifice of cooperation in service from all around, then this huge sacrificial fire can be successful as well. Every zone, every service center should consider that our sacrifice of cooperation must definitely be put into that huge yajna with that total gathering. Only then can there be cries of victory. Each Brahmin must first definitely make the sacrifice and lay the foundation stone through service by mind, body, and wealth in the capital of the kingdom before they can claim the right to the kingdom. Each one has a right to the capital. This is why the sacrifice of everyone's cooperation is essential. Even if nothing else can be done, even then sitting afar it, still definitely sacrifice your most elevated hopes and enthusiasm as the sacrifice in this yajna. Then there will be the cries of victory. Wherever there is such a special task, the sacrifice of each Brahmin's hopes and enthusiasm should definitely be given. There should be a share of good wishes and desires for the benefit of all souls from every Brahmin. On the path of bhakti, whenever there is an elevated task or a special yajna, they definitely set aside a share for all Brahmins, and they will make that sacrifice in the names of all Brahmins. This custom and system has begun here. Do you understand? Bring them into contact, bring them to Madhuban, and then bring them to the subject of service. You bring them here to Madhuban for yoga training, do you not? And so first bring them into contact and then bring them to Madhuban for yoga training. And then they can become cooperative in the special sacrificial fire. Now it will be seen to what extent each one is cooperative. Acha, the questions of the Madhuban residents have finished, have they not? The full stage and the full stop. If the soul is full in all matters, then it will automatically put a full stop. If there is weakness in any subject, then there are questions. To have a heart-to-heart conversation is one thing, but questions are another matter. The double foreigners, all those that have come from Bharat, are most fortunate. This chance of meeting and having such a heart-to-heart conversation will suddenly finish without any warning. Was there an announcement made that the corporeal role of Baba was going to end? And so now also it cannot be known when the end will come. When this ends, then the final ending will also come. Circumstances will be such that you will not be able to organize a program. It will happen suddenly. So do whatever you wish to do now. Take the chance of service. Create as many subjects as you choose. After the subjects, the rosary of devotees will begin. And the part of creating subjects will have finished. The period for creating hires is no longer possible now. That season has ended. Now, out of those who come, the great majority are not of the quality of hires. In the same way, amongst the subjects too, all are number wise. Wealthy subjects, ordinary subjects, then the maids and the servants of the servants, and then the devotees. Now, there is still a chance to create subjects, and amongst them also variety can be created. There will be such subjects who will be constantly cooperative in running the business of the kingdom and who will be part of the royal court. The title will be subject, but they will be equal to the royal family. They may not belong to the royal family, but they will be so close in contact and relationship with the royal family. Now, the present period is one in which, to a large extent, it will be a variety of subjects emerging and few hires. There is still an opportunity for hires to emerge, even though the season for the emergence of hires has finished. But the board of too late has not yet been put up. The season now is that for creating a variety of subjects. But the time will also come when even this season will finish. Now there is still a good chance to create subjects, but later, when the rosary of Bhagats begins, there will only be just a few who emerge as even ordinary subjects. So, there is still a good chance. Acha, Om Shanti. Let's churn for a few minutes and we can share our churnings. Om Shanti. We can now share our churnings. In today's Murli, Baba told us the effort, special effort for upliftment. What is that special effort? Om Shanti, am I audible?
Om Shanti, sister. I from the Murli, I specifically, the takeaway is that in case of any weak soul interacting uh, in an interaction, then I do not speak, do not listen, just merge. Uh, should not see any weaknesses, uh, and rather I should focus on the specialities in that soul. That will elevate the relationship and do the Baba service. Om Shanti.
Wonderful, brother. Thank you for sharing.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
In today's Murli, Baba is talking about the Madhuban Nivasis. Baba is talking about Madhuban. Baba is talking about a place which is elevated. And Baba is also talking that when you're doing anything in the mind or in Vacha or in Karmana, sabhi ka ek hota hai. Even your thoughts, that is also a karma. Even in words, it's karma, or in actions, it's karma. In day-to-day life, people think that when it is an action, that is only karma. But Baba is going to Sukshma. And when I just go in Sukshma and think about today's Murti, and Baba's Murti, Baba always talks about something Sukshma. What is that? That what I feel. That when the Madhuban word comes to me, it is giving me a signal, my dear child, Madhuban, Madhu ban jao, Meetha ban jao, Madhuban. As like it's a Srimad of Baba. My dear child, become sweet. When anybody asks you, are you going to Madhuban today? Or are you going to Madhuban? When a person says, Madhuban jana hai, it's a journey in Sthul that he's going to Madhuban by train or by plane or by walking, whatever mode he is going on. With that, there is a Suksham Purusharth that Madhu ban jana hai. He has to get transformed to a sweet. And that's the first letter of everyday's Murli, Meethe Bache. What is that? That itself tells that, my dear child, you have to become Madhu. And when you become Madhu, you become Madhuban. You become sweet, you become Madhuban. In days of Corona, nobody was there to go to Madhuban. That Sthul Madhuban. Everybody was to become Madhuban. Wherever he or she is, he was Madhuban. Everybody felt that Baba is coming to me and meeting me. So Madhuban, by the word Madhuban, I also feel then when it is Madhuban, when it is sweetness, sweetness tells that all the yuddha is over. There is no fight between Indriyas and all that. All yuddha is over. That means you have reached to a state of Ayodhya, where there is no yuddha. And where there is no yuddha, it is told that Ram comes in Ayodhya only, Baba comes in Madhuban only. So Madhuban is also Ayodhya. No fight, no, what say, कोई भी किसी के प्रति ईर्ष्या नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है ऐसा. That means no yuddha is there. So when there is no yuddha, when you become Madhuban, Baba, the Dilaram, comes to you and you meet him. So, while talking about the Madhuban in Sthul, Baba is also talking about the Srimat, what Baba is giving to become Madhuban. And when Baba says, when you become Madhuban, you become the Madhuban Nivasis in reality. And that's the transformation which takes place. And then you play a great role in Baba's service. So everybody can become Madhuban. It's an open Srimat to everybody. And it is also told that our permanent address is Madhuban. That itself also tells that our permanent destination is Madhuban, becoming sweet. And when we become sweet, then only we do the real service. As the word sweet itself also tells, as for soul conscious, and when we become soul conscious, when we become nirakari, become connected to Baba, and the W word, we become wonderful. And then E, ensuring Srimad line by line, word by word. And another E tells that you become embodiment of Baba's knowledge. And the last T, you transform yourself, and in that process, you transform the world. Om Shanti. That's what I got from today's Murli.
Wonderful sharing, brother. Thank you. Usha sister has shared special effort for upliftment, check and change. Check for how long there is consciousness of renunciation, selfless service, and of being an instrument. Wonderful, sister. Now let's stop here with 1 minute of silence.
Sakina, shall we move on to meditation?
Yes, sister. We can end the session with 1 minute of silence. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. See you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, keep the karmic philosophy in mind and imbibe virtues of everyone you meet, and keep preparing the plans for expansion of service. Thank you. Om Shanti.